Hey guys, it's Adrienne from Crafty Little Gnome Jewelry and Little Gnome Business, and today my video is going to be about how to promote your online craft business on Instagram. We've talked in other videos about free ways to promote your shop and ways to promote it on Facebook, and I'm also going to be doing videos talking about Pinterest and other social media channels, but today it is all about Instagram. So before we get started, if you're not familiar, my shop is Crafty Little Gnome. I am on Etsy as well as Amazon Handmade and a few other online shops. And I make wire-wrapped jewelry as well as customizable jewelry, little messages in a bottle, and memory wire bracelets and things like that. Today I'm going to give a shout out to Coastal Glass Infusion. This shop sells glass ornaments, really interesting fused glass, votive candle holders, jewelry, and other unique art items made from glass. The artist is Phil Paraso, and it's located in Franklin, Massachusetts. And I'm going to put a link to Coastal Glass Infusions down in the comments for you to check it out. There is a lot of really gorgeous work there, so definitely check it out. If you would like to be featured in a shout out in a video, go ahead and leave a comment with your shop name, and I will give a shout out to you in a future video. I also have a free guide that's available for you if you'd like more tips on selling online. In addition to checking out my channel and my other videos, you can download the free guide. It gets sent directly to your email box, and it's a 40-page ebook on everything I know about selling online. So you definitely want to check that out. It's in the comments below. I've got a link to that as well as in the video description. Today we're talking about Instagram. Instagram is probably the second biggest social network aside from Facebook. Everybody is on Instagram, and if they're not on it now, they will be soon. So it's definitely a great place where you want to show your work and have a business page set up so that you can promote your work for free on Instagram. It's important to have a business page instead of just a personal page, because when you set up a page specifically for your handmade creations, you will have access to insights. So you can see who's clicking through the link in your bio, you can see the age and the gender of who is checking out your work, and you can also have access to find out the best times for you to post, the best days of the week and the best times of the day. So that's what having a business account will let you have, as opposed to just a personal one. When you're filling out your bio, there is one spot only to add a link to your shop. So that's kind of the thing that people don't necessarily like about Instagram. You only have one space to put a link to your shop in. You can't put it in your photos that you're posting in the feed. So when you are posting photos, it's always a good idea in the description to also add link to shop in bio so that people can check it out. What kind of content should you be posting on Instagram? You can post the same photos that you actually use in your Etsy shop. That's a good way to reuse them, especially if you took those photos on your phone and they're already there. You can go ahead and upload them straight to Instagram. You can create an album in the feed. I think there's space for up to 10 photos right now. So you can even just use the exact same ones that you would use in your listing, showing different angles of the item, a nice close-up shot, how it's packaged, and even a picture of it on a model. You can do all of those things. In the description, you want to talk about what the item is and any attributes. You can use, again, the same information that you have in your Etsy listing and just put it in the description of your picture. The thing that you want to be doing with Instagram in the feed and with the photos that you choose is use hashtags. So hashtags are really important, and that's how people find your items that you have for sale. So you want to maybe do a little bit of research. You can search items that are like what you have. If you sell jewelry, you can look up Etsy jewelry and search hashtags of what other sellers are using and what other artists are using to get some ideas. And again, you want to be really literal about the hashtags that you're using. So for example, for a necklace like this, I could put, hashtag geo jewelry, hashtag crystal jewelry, hashtag handmade jewelry. And then you could also add in hashtags like Etsy seller or Etsy shop, hashtag mom gift, hashtag girlfriend gift, things like that, to enable people who are searching for something like what you're selling so that they'll be able to find it. How often should you be posting on Instagram? So the way that the algorithm works now is that it doesn't necessarily show the most recent things. It's just going to show the more popular, and it's going to try to tailor the photos and the things that it shows depending on what the user has liked or commented on in the past. So you really only need to post a couple times a week. You just want to make sure that you're really using the correct hashtags so that people can find you. Before, the best advice used to be to post 2 to 3 times a day so that people will see your work. But now the trend has really gone to stories, which we'll talk about in a minute. So you don't need to worry about posting 2 to 3 times a day in your feed. With stories, what they are, it's a short video or a picture that you can post, and it's going to show up in the feed for 24 hours and then it disappears. So when you log on to Instagram, it's going to show stories at the top, and then you can click and then you can watch and you can swipe through and keep swiping through and see all the different stories that people that you follow have posted. So the trend right now is that people are definitely using stories, and they're using stories more than they are scrolling through the feed. So if you're not using stories yet, you definitely want to be doing that. You can post things like photos of your work. You can do a short video of you talking about a new creation that you have. You can do behind the scenes, showing how you make something, and you can really sort of, I guess, tell the story of the item that you make and sort of take people on this journey with you of how you make it. So if I'm doing a series of stories on, like for a necklace, for example, I could show me choosing the stone that I'm going to be working with. Then I can show different stories and videos of me making the pendant and wrapping it with wire, and then I can show the final finished product. And when somebody goes on their Instagram and they start watching my stories, they can see from start to finish how I made it. So I think that's something that people are really interested in, especially if they're going to be buying handmade items. They really want to have a connection with the artist, and they're going to have an appreciation for the work that you have put into your art. An easy way to get more bang for your buck with Instagram is to connect it with your Facebook profile. You can connect your Facebook page with your Instagram, and then you can actually connect your Facebook stories and your feed, and they can go directly to your Facebook page. So that's an easy way to get more people to see your item, and it's less work for you. You just click a few buttons to connect those pages together, and as soon as you post, it can be posting to both Facebook and Instagram. When you're using your stories, you want to try to post a few times per day, 2 to 3 times a day, and you want to make sure you're posting at least once per day. Something to keep in mind when you're using Instagram is not to focus on personal pictures. You want to keep it more business related. So try to keep your personal account and your business one separated, unless what you're showing from your personal life has to do with your business. So don't go showing pictures of your jewelry or your art and sort of intermingling them with stories or photos of your kids or your pets, unless it's really, you're doing a topic, like you're doing a story about working and how you work with your kids right there, and they're kind of involved in the story. So definitely keep personal and business separate. The final thing I want to talk about with Instagram stories is you may have seen people do this either when they're talking in their stories or when they have it written in their picture description is they'll say, you know, DM for the link or DM for the recipe if they're a food blogger or something like that. And DM stands for direct message, and what they're asking you to do is get into their inbox so that they can send you a link directly. So because Instagram only allows you to have that one link in your bio, an easy way to sort of build a relationship with potential customers is to get into their inbox. So in your stories or in your items description, you can actually put in DM for the link, and then people can send you a message and say, hey, I want the link to that necklace, please send it to me, and then you can send them a link from there directly to your Etsy shop. The other reason that this is really great, besides just having people go to your shop and purchase, is that if somebody wants to get a link, if you get into their inbox and you start conversing back and forth, then the algorithm is going to favor what you post into their feed. So it's going to know that they want to see the content that you're putting out there. It's going to want to see your stories, and it's going to want to see the pictures that you post in your feed first. So it's more likely that you're going to be showing up in people's feeds and in people's stories if you are also in their inbox. Alright guys, those are my best tips for promoting your online shop on Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions, go ahead and post those in the comments and I will do my best to answer. See you guys later.